Hey everyone, it's Troy Jackson. I want to wish you a happy Labor Day. And I think so much of labor, the right to organize, that I think we want to do a Labor Week instead of a Labor Day. I'm certainly someone that supports Maine businesses, trying to do whatever I can to help in that regard. But just as important, probably even more important, I want to make sure that workers in Maine are always protected. And one of the things that's really important to me is making sure that people have the right to unionize, right to organize, and work collectively together to make sure that they're getting the benefits they deserve too in this. So in this session, much like a lot of other ones, unfortunately we had legislation that's right to work. A lot of us like to call it right to work for less. This is attempts to weaken unions, weaken workers' rights, and this type of legislation I think is really bad. It allows people to bust unions and take away that right to get together and talk about issues that are important for workers. Once again, Senate Democrats stood up, said no, we're not going to allow that to happen. We've had this debate quite a long time now, and I expect we will continue because some people, unfortunately, don't believe that workers should have the right to organize like we do, like I do. I see businesses that are here in Augusta all the time, that are in associations, that are advocating for their issues, and I appreciate that and think that's fine. The same goes for workers. Workers should have the right to collectively come together and fight for the things that are important to them. I believe that's the American way, and that's why I always push back and say hell no right to work, because I believe in the right of workers to have a collective bargain and the right to unionize. One of the bills that we had in was actually Senator Maddie Daughtry. She had the captive audience bill. This is something that we've dealt with or heard about in other states also, but basically it's some businesses, not all, not even the majority of them, but some businesses that would actually force you to come into a meeting and listen to them talk about how organizing was wrong, joining a union was wrong, and all these things, and you have to sit there and listen to that. We ban that in Maine. Certainly an employer can ask you to come in and talk about that, but if you don't want to stay, you shouldn't have to. And that's what we made very clear in the legislation that Senator Daughtry put forward, and I'm really proud of that. Again, it's a free country. So this was a great session. It was a long session. We did a lot of things. I mean, I've talked about in the past, childcare and housing and EMS. But certainly, as far as for labor, for working class people, making sure that people have that right and are able to come together collectively is really important, and something that's always in jeopardy because there is a lot of people, unfortunately, in legislatures like this that want to try and stop that. And I'm really happy, really proud that we were able to push forward and actually do more for working class people, and that's why it's all about. That's why I run for this office, and make sure that people's voices are heard, and I'm really proud of that.